Pretend you're happy when you're blue. It's very easy, I'm sure you can do. Oh, are we back? Oh, there we go. It's a gloomy day. It's very miserable outside, but here in the studio, I am smiling like the early morning sun. I feel so shiny and bright today, and I hope you are as well. Here we go once again. Yes, it's another English Addict, and yes, we are coming to you live from the birthplace of the English language, which just happens to be, oh my goodness, I don't believe it. Google it. Wikipedia it. It's true. It's England. Yes, I'm feeling good today, and I hope you are as well. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? I hope you are feeling super duper. I hope you are in the pink. I hope you are feeling bright and dandy. I really do. Here we are again, and it is English Addict Extra. So not only on Sunday, but also on Wednesday as well, you can enjoy my live streams. My name is Duncan. If you haven't already guessed, I talk about the English language. I love English so much. Maybe one day I will be able to marry the English language. We can walk down the aisle, me and every single word that exists in English. We can live happily ever after. Wouldn't that be lovely? I think so. So what I do, I talk about English, I teach English, I talk about different aspects of English, I suppose. And I've been doing this for ever such a long time. How long have you been doing it for, Mr. Duncan? I will tell you, nearly 15 years. In October, I will be celebrating my 15th anniversary on YouTube. I know you can't believe it, can you? I can't believe it, to be honest. And it's me who has done it. And I can't believe it. I really can't. Oh, by the way, if you remember last Sunday, I was talking to you about the cows at the back of the house. I have managed to find them. I've seen them. Not only that, last night I went out onto the field at the back of the house, and I was able to film a few moments of the cows. So here they are. These are the new cows that are now at the back of the house, and they are looking rather feisty, to say the least. So there they are. They are the new cows. They are all cows. There are no bullocks. They are just cows, no bulls. But they seem very relaxed. Although last week when they first arrived in the field, they weren't very relaxed at all. They seemed very timid, very scared of their new surroundings. But now they seem to have settled in quite nicely. So there they are. For those wondering, they are the new cows at the back of the house. I don't know how long they will be there for, but I'm hoping they will be there for a while to cheer me up every morning. I can look out of the window whilst I'm cleaning my teeth, and I can see the cows walking by, which is very nice when you think about it. Anything else to mention? Well, I suppose I could mention the fact that we've made it all the way to the middle of another week. And I suppose it's almost the middle of August as well. Is there anything special happening at this time of year? Any special moments? Any special celebrations taking place? Maybe. We might talk about that later on. Yes, it's Wednesday. Am I losing my voice? I feel as if I'm losing my voice. I hope I'm not losing my voice, or else, well, to be honest, I will be rather annoyed, to say the least. I will be a little annoyed. I think my voice is okay. I will try to think positive thoughts. Thank you for joining me today. We also have the live chat coming up today. We are talking about faking it. It is an expression that is often used, especially these days. It would appear that a lot of people want to put on a fake personality or to appear different to how they really are, maybe on the outside, maybe emotionally, you see. So there are many ways of faking it, and a lot of people say that these days we live in an era or a time when people are faking most of the things in their life. Maybe their appearance, or maybe their lifestyle, maybe how much money they have. It does happen, and there are many situations, especially on the internet, where people would appear to be exaggerating or even lying about the things that happen or exist in their life. And I think it does happen quite a lot. So there are instances, there are moments of time where a person might decide to fake their life. Especially when we are talking about photographs, showing photographs of your lifestyle, maybe the places you've been to, or maybe you are trying to show how much money you have. But sometimes these things can be fake and unreal. Oh, another thing we're talking about today. I'm sure you've heard of the ancient language of Latin. Well, guess what? For many years, Latin has been pretty much neglected in our state schools. However, Latin is going to be taught in schools again, so as to remove the elite image of those who already understand it. So you might find that in private schools, schools that people pay to attend, and quite often you have to pay a lot of money. So these schools are normally seen as schools for rich people or posh people. So quite often at those schools, the language of Latin is still taught. So it does have a slightly elite or maybe an upper class feel or image. So our government has decided that on the curriculum, maybe next year, I think it's next year, they're going to introduce it. They're going to start teaching Latin once again in the classroom. Now that is a good thing. I think, between you and me, I think it's quite a good idea. And there is a reason for that. There is a reason why I think teaching Latin might be a good thing. Well, first of all, Latin is still used, even these days, in certain speciality fields or in certain areas, in certain types of subject. So Latin, for example, is still used to name plants and animals. So it is still used. Also in law. So when we are talking about law and order, in law. Maybe if you have to go to trial in court, maybe you are going to be put on trial for, I don't know, something that you've done, something that you've been charged with. You have to go to court, and then you will have to go on trial. I can't think of anyone in particular at the moment, but there are maybe one or two people in the public eye who may be going to court or going on trial very soon. So in law, Latin is used to name areas of legal process. So in certain areas, especially when solicitors or lawyers are discussing different types of situation where a person might be on trial or accused of a certain crime. So yes, Latin is also still used in law. Another one, well, I suppose languages such as French and Spanish developed from Latin. So when you think of Latin, you often think of an old-fashioned language, a language that might not even be used anymore. But there is a modern form of Latin. And of course, languages have developed from Latin. And I think French and Spanish are both very good examples of that development. Here's an interesting thing. In anatomy, when we talk about anatomy, we are talking about the internal workings of the human body, all of the parts of the human body, the structures that exist in the human body. So in anatomy, Latin words are used to name certain organs. However, and this is very important, Greek words are also used for some parts of the body. So not all of the parts of the body are derived from Latin. There are also some words that are derived from Greek as well. So that's always worth remembering, especially if it is a subject that you enjoy. I remember at school I was always fascinated by anatomy. I loved it very much. I was a very big fan of anatomy, studying the human body, looking at all of the parts that make up this thing you are looking at now, this big pink blob on your screen. Many bones in the body are named from Latin. So if you look at many parts of the body, especially organs and bones, many of those words are also derived from Latin as well. Not all of them, once again. Some of them have been derived from Greek as well, so don't forget that. But many of them are derived from Latin. And I hope that has been useful, because we are going to start learning Latin again in British schools. What do you think? Is it a good idea? Would you agree that Latin is still an important language? Would you say that Latin is still a language that is relevant these days? I personally would say yes. I think it is a very good idea. Also, the problem, especially in this country, is if you know Latin words, if you have a grasp of Latin, quite often it gives you an air of intelligence or even class. So we often think of people who use Latin in their everyday speech as being a little bit more sophisticated, or maybe of a higher class. It has been a rather controversial subject, to be honest, here in the UK. Very controversial, in fact. We have the live chat up and running. Hello to the live chat. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. I know you are here, and I suppose we should take a look at who was first on today's live chat. Oh, Very interesting. Hello to Jimmy from Hong Kong. Guess what? Jimmy, you are first on today's live chat. It's true. Congratulations, Jimmy. I think, is it the first time that you've been here first on the live chat? I think you've been here first in the past, but today you are definitely 100% first on today's live chat. Also, Vitas. Hello, Vitas. Oh, Vitas, you are second today. I know you like to be in first place, but you can't be the winner all the time. Sometimes in life you have to lose to appreciate those winning moments. Beatrice also, oh, hello to Luis Mendez is here today. Thank you, Luis, for joining me. We have Beatrice, Mayuri, Richard, and also Marwa and Monicia Enduo. Hello, Enduo. Nice to see you back, joining us on a regular schedule, maybe? Will we be seeing more of you? Will we see more of you in the future? I hope so. Hello also to Zudzika. By the way, don't forget, Zudzika is a man. Beatrice, Grace Chin, Sandra. Wow, so many people here already. Hello to Grateful Lifestyle. I like your name, by the way. Which part of your lifestyle are you the most grateful for? Hello, Afdol. Hello, Afdol. I've never seen you before. Hello also to... Wow, the live chat is moving very quickly today. So many people want to get on. I don't know why it's so busy, but it is. Hello to My Academy. Hello also Willie-Ann. Hello Willie-Ann. Thank you very much, by the way, for telling me all about your birthday that you had last week. I hope it was a good one. Hello also Claudia. Claudia Belarusia. Nice to see you here as well. A lot of people are joining in already. Thank you very much. Phyllis Romeo says, in Italy, Latin is still being studied. Well, I suppose I'm not surprised by that. And of course, we often use certain words in modern English, as I said earlier, that use Latin. So I don't think it would be fair to say that Latin is not useful. I don't think that's fair, because Latin is used a lot in many areas of life, as I mentioned earlier. Hello to Florence. Yes, I think maybe Latin is useful if we are learning other languages. Well, of course, even English. A lot of English has been taken or adapted from Latin, and I suppose other languages as well. So it would be fair to say that. I think so. Phyllis Romeo says the same thing. Yes, it would appear that Latin can help us to understand modern languages or other languages, which I think, once again, is a very good point. Hello to Jimmy. Jimmy says it is the first time that I am actually on your Wednesday live stream. Oh my goodness. So not only are you first, this is your first time on the Wednesday live stream. Crostina V. Another very good point. Thank you very much for reminding me. Latin is also used a lot in religious ceremonies. You are right. Yes, of course. Parisa is here. Also we have Oh, Alessandra, did I say hello to you today? I can't remember if I did. I like English very much. I am very pleased to hear that you like English, because that is what we love talking about here. We talk about subjects. We talk about all sorts of things, in fact. Would you like to have a look at some lovely nature? Well, first of all, can I say a big thank you to Saeed? Now, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, Saeed sent a photograph of 2 baby cockatiels that had just hatched out from eggs. Well, thank you, Saeed, for sending another photograph showing the progress of these birds. Would you like to have a look at it? Oh, here it is then. So here are Saeed's cockatiels, and if you look, well, they've really got rather big. So there they are. They're starting to look like cockatiels now. They're starting to look like parrots. So you can see now that especially the beak. So if you look very closely at the beak, you can definitely tell without any doubt that they are parakeets. They are a type of parrot. So I look forward to seeing the rest of your photographs as they grow up. And as you know, I am very keen on nature. And yes, I like birds as well. Definitely. Talking of birds, here is a little bird that was in my garden yesterday that I filmed. Would you like to have a look? There it is. Oh, look. Now that is actually a baby bird. Not long from the nest, maybe a couple of weeks. So this particular bird probably left the nest a couple of weeks ago. Isn't that lovely? I wonder what type of bird it is. Do you know? Can you guess what type of bird this is? You want to see it again? Okay, here it is again. So this is a baby bird that was in the garden yesterday, but I wonder if you can tell me what bird it is. What type of bird are we looking at? What bird is it? So this is a young bird. If you can tell me, let me know on the live chat. And then I will give you the answer a little bit later on. Oh, I love nature so much. Hello to Mayuri. Ah, that's interesting. Now, there is another language that you often hear mentioned. I like, just like the Sanskrit language. In India, lots of words have derived from that particular language. Like shampoo is derived from the Indian word champoo. Especially during religious ceremonies, only Sanskrit is used these days as mantras or chants. Thank you very much. Yes, Sanskrit. Yes, you don't hear many people talk about that language anymore, even though it is used in particular situations, religious situations, for example. Lewis says, is your bird, is it a baby blackbird? Is it a baby blackbird? No, it isn't. It isn't a baby blackbird. But I can see why you thought that. But it is much smaller. It's actually much smaller than a blackbird. I will show you once again, just very quickly. I will show it. It's very cute. It's very lovely. But if you look closely at its beak, so its beak is still a little bit like a chick. Because this particular bird probably left the nest maybe 2 weeks ago. So this particular bird has only recently left the nest. But I suppose the question is, what bird is it? What type of bird are we looking at? I will tell you a little bit later on. Hello to Parisa. Hello, Parisa. Thank you very much for your lovely donation on the live chat. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, I see what's happening here. Parisa says, "Happy birthday, dear teacher." Now, I think I've been very good today because I haven't mentioned my birthday once. So my birthday is not today, but it is tomorrow. So my birthday is coming tomorrow. Thank you very much, Parisa, for my little birthday gift there. Thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed already. And I like your little heart showing your love. And also, I can see there is a cake as well. All I can say is I wish that cake was real. I really do. So thank you, Parisa, for your lovely donation on the live chat, which of course is something you are very welcome to do. Don't forget, everything I do is free. I don't charge anything for this. I stand here, I give you my time, and I do it all for free. Yes, my birthday is tomorrow. I don't know what Mr. Steve is going to buy for me. I have no idea. I don't know what it is, if he's going to buy anything for me. I suppose it depends whether or not I've been a good boy or not. If I've been good, maybe I might get a present. However, if I've been bad, maybe not. Yes, tomorrow is my birthday. Thank you very much for mentioning it. I didn't mention it, you see. Did you notice there? I did not mention my birthday. So no one can accuse me of saying anything about my birthday. Filippo. Hello, Filippo Ganzini. Mr. Duncan, are you vaccinated? Yes, I am. I am definitely vaccinated. I've had both of my vaccines, and now I am protected from the dreaded lurgy. We don't have to worry anymore. Thank you, Eric, for your birthday wishes for tomorrow. Yes, I am another year older tomorrow. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm really not sure how I feel about my birthday. I haven't decided yet, but let's just say I'm not exactly 100% happy about it. A couple of nights ago, I haven't mentioned this to Steve. Don't tell Steve about this. A couple of nights ago, I was having nightmares, and I got quite upset because of my birthday. Can you believe it? What's that all about? What's it all about? Why am I getting so upset? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm another year older, perhaps. Maybe that's the reason why. Alessandra asks, will you have a day trip somewhere for your birthday? I'm not sure. See, I don't know if Mr. Steve has anything planned, any surprises tomorrow. I don't know. I know nothing about what is happening tomorrow. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. So I don't know. When will Mr. Steve come onto the live stream? Not today, because Steve is working. So sadly, Steve cannot come on the live stream today. I'm sorry about that. Is your mystery bird a sparrow? Thank you, Phyllis. That's a good answer. You are very close, by the way. Very near. I think, actually, we might have a correct answer. Shvetank Sharma. I hope I pronounce your name correctly. Oh, yes, you are right. You are correct with the answer to my mystery bird. This bird that was in the garden yesterday, a baby bird, it is actually a young dunnock. Dunnock. Very common birds in the UK, quite often mistaken for sparrows. So you will see these birds quite often in gardens around the UK. But they are often mistaken for sparrows. So this particular bird is actually a baby dunnock, a very common type of bird that is found here in England. So thank you, yes, and congratulations for getting that right. You are correct. Filippo asks, Mr. Duncan, how old will you be tomorrow? Can you please tell us? I will be a little bit older than I was a year ago tomorrow. Yes, I will be another year older. Maybe that's the reason why I was feeling a little bit scared and afraid the other night, because suddenly my age seems to be very high, old, perhaps. I am slowly catching Mr. Steve up. Of course, Steve is 4 years older than me. He's actually older than me. Christina says, I am sure Mr. Steve will prepare a lovely surprise for you. Maybe. We will have to wait and see. I will tell you on Sunday what happened. I won't be here tomorrow on the live stream. There will be no live stream tomorrow because I don't know what is happening. Maybe I will get some lovely surprise. Maybe something nice will happen. We will have to wait and see. As I mentioned earlier, I love nature very much. I really do love nature. I like the birds and the bees and all of the animals in between, including butterflies. I was out in the garden yesterday and I couldn't resist filming some of the butterflies that were flying around in my garden. And there was one particular type of butterfly that was very busy. And that was the type of butterfly that you just saw in the video, because the weather yesterday was so gorgeous. It was a beautiful day in the garden yesterday, so I couldn't resist going outside and recording some lovely shots of the peacock butterflies. So those particular butterflies are called a peacock butterfly. So the peacock butterfly has very similar markings, a very similar pattern on its wings as a peacock, and that's the reason why we call it that. Oh, by the way, we have the mystery idiom coming up in a few seconds, and also we have today's strange English words, and the main subject today is faking, or faking it. Some people say before you make it, you have to fake it. So quite often in life, if you want to appear somewhere, or to get a good job, or maybe to move through life with success and maybe fame and fortune, there is a great expression: you have to fake it until you make it. Some people might disagree with that, but it would appear to be an expression that a lot of people are using. They really are. Here is today's mystery idiom. I will flash it up on your screen right now. So this is today's mystery idiom that you have to solve. It is a well-known expression in the English language, and here it is now. Oh, I will give you 5 seconds, and then I will remove it from the screen. So there it is, today's mystery idiom. But what is it? If you think you know, please tell me on the live chat. We're going to have a little break, and then I will come back with some strange English words just for you. Thank you for joining me today. So many people here. Don't forget also to like. If you like this, if you like joining me live here on YouTube, please give me a lovely like, and then YouTube will recommend this to other people, I hope. I really do hope. So I will have a little break, and then we will come back with some words, some unusual words, and also today's subject, which is faking or pretending. Here it is then, today's full English excerpt. Are you ready? And then after this, in around about 5 minutes, I will be back as live can be. Can you see what I'm doing today? I'm preparing to light a fire. I have some old wood and garden debris to dispose of. To start a fire, you need some dry material. This will light easily. Paper is the most common material used, or small pieces of wood will also do the job. The material used to start a fire is called kindling. You use kindling to start the fire. Kindling establishes the fire. There is also the word kindle, which means to start a fire. Kindling is a noun, while kindle is a verb. I will use a match to start the fire. I will strike the match and light the paper. This will start the fire. The paper will ignite. The word ignite comes from the Latin word for fire. We sometimes use the word pyro to describe something related to fire. For example, a person who is addicted to starting fires can be called a pyromaniac. The most obvious parts of a fire are the flames and smoke. Can you see the flames? The movement of the flames cannot be predicted. Flames move randomly. We can use the word lick to describe the movement of a fire's flame. The flames licked around the doorframe. A flame flickers. We can describe the flame on a candle as a flickering flame. A flame can shimmer, flicker, glow, dance. The fire I'm lighting today will be safely contained. This container is called an incinerator. You burn things in an incinerator. The inside of the incinerator will become very hot. To keep the fire under control, I must put this lid on it. Now the fire will burn steadily and remain safe. The small hole in the centre of the lid allows the smoke to escape in a controlled way, just like the chimney on a house would. Fires are fun to watch, but they can also be very dangerous, especially if they get out of control. After the fire has gone out, there is normally some debris left. This grey-looking substance is called ash. This is all that is left of what was burned. You can also put out a fire using water. This action can be described as extinguish. You extinguish the fire. You put the fire out. You have extinguished the flames. The fire has been put out.
And there it was, one of my many English lessons. I think that was filmed in 2013, 8 years ago. Oh my goodness. Do I look any older than I did then? I think so. Dip, 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 dip. You will be pleased. You will be pleased to hear that the farmer has started doing some work right at the back of the house. So if you can hear some strange sounds behind me, I think the farmer is cutting up some wood at the moment. I think he has his chopper out and he is cutting up lots of wood. So if you can hear some noises behind me, that is the reason why. The English language is a strange thing, isn't it? Some people think that English is annoying. Some people think it's very weird and unusual. But there are, in English, many strange English words. English words that might seem unusual, weird, odd, Some people might even assume that they are not even real words, but they are. So today we are looking at some strange English words, some unusual English words that exist in the language. So today we have 5 to look at. And this is the first one. Oh, I like this word. I will pronounce it for you carefully. Illustrious. Illustrious. Something that is illustrious. This is an adjective, and it means well known or admired. So a person can be illustrious if they are well known for a certain achievement or something they've accomplished in the past. Illustrious. I will say it one more time. Illustrious. An illustrious person, an illustrious man. He has, over the years, had an illustrious career. Your career, your job, your achievements, they are all illustrious. Things that are achieved and also things that you are remembered for as well. Parsimony, parsimony, or parsimony. This is an interesting word. It doesn't seem like a real word. Parsimony. I think that's the easiest way to pronounce it. And this is a noun. And this word refers to a person who has unwillingness to spend money. Maybe they are a person who does not like spending money on anything. Even if they need it, they might be seen as tight-fisted. So parsimony or parsimony is being tight-fisted. You are unwilling to spend money. You do not want to spend any money. You might also describe this as in a certain situation where you are trying to achieve something. So to achieve something in the quickest possible way with using the fewest resources can also refer to this particular word as well. So it can be used in more than one way. The next word is obfuscate. I like this word. It's quite nice. Obfuscate. It doesn't seem like a real word, but I can assure you it is a real word. Obfuscate. It is a verb, and it means to make unclear or to cause confusion by doing something. You are making something appear indistinguishable. You cannot see it clearly. Or maybe something is hidden. To obfuscate. It is a well-known word, but it is also a word that might appear unusual if you've never seen it before. And finally, we have this word. Oh, I like this word very much. This is a word that can mean to feel unhappy, gloomy. It can be in the sense of naming the appearance of being sad or unhappy or maybe depressed or down. The word is melancholy. Melancholy. A very interesting word. As a noun, it means feeling gloomy or sadness. And as an adjective, we can say that it is the expression of sadness or to show despair. You are exhibiting melancholy. You appear to be so sad, so unhappy, maybe gloomy, depressed, melancholy. And this is an interesting word because it actually derives from, yes, the language I mentioned earlier. And in its real term, or in its real definition, it means black bile. Bile is one of the products of the human body, And in the past, people used to think that black bile caused depression or sadness. So a person who was feeling down or unhappy, quite often they will be diagnosed with melancholy, black bile. So in its original term, it was actually used as a medical word to describe a person who is feeling unhappy because of a certain physical thing happening in their body. However, we know now that it has nothing to do with that. However, the word has stuck. So this particular word nowadays means to feel gloomy or sad, to express sadness. So there they are, some unusual English words for you to write down and also to hopefully remember as well. Some strange English words, very unusual. Hello, Hussein. Hello, Mr. Duncan. How was it yesterday? Well, not yesterday. My birthday is tomorrow. So not today, but tomorrow is my birthday. Yes, I will be another year older tomorrow, unfortunately. How do I feel about it? I'm not sure. Maybe we will find out. We will find out on Sunday how I feel about it. But no, my birthday was not yesterday. It is actually tomorrow. This time tomorrow, I will be celebrating my birthday. Lucky me. So lucky. Hello, Thomas. Thomas Narfus. Hello, Mr. Duncan. After a long time. Happy birthday in advance. Happy birthday, Mr. Duncan. Happy birthday to you. Thank you very much. That's very nice. I don't think I've ever, in my whole life, I don't think I've ever sung happy birthday to myself. Hello also to Palmyra, who says, oh, tomorrow, Mr. Duncan, it is also Grouse Day. Yes, grouse. It is a type of game bird, a type of bird. And yes, the grouse can be hunted tomorrow and shot. So it might be a good day for me because it's my birthday, but tomorrow also is a bad day if you are a grouse, because it is called the Glorious 12th. The Glorious 12th of August is the day when you can go out and shoot as many grouse as you want. Please don't ask me why. Alessandra wants to know if Lewis studied Latin. Yes, I would like to know that as well. Did you study Latin? So I didn't. When I was at school many, many years ago, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mr. Duncan, when you were at school, I would imagine that you wrote in Latin because you are so old. I will try to forget that. Thank you, Marwa. Marwa says, happy birthday for tomorrow, Mr. Duncan. That's very nice of you. Thank you very much. In a few moments, we are talking about an interesting subject, especially nowadays. I think nowadays, these days, it is very hard to see genuine people, especially when we're talking about, I suppose, social media. Now, I don't want to start attacking social media because that's not what I like to do. I think social media is fantastic. I think social media has a lot of things going for it. There are a lot of positive things with social media. However, I have noticed on certain websites, dare I say Instagram, perhaps, there are lots of people on there portraying their lives in a fake way. I suppose also it is possible in life that you do have to pretend. So sometimes it might be necessary to pretend, to do something that isn't true, to behave in a way that is not real. So I think it is possible to have that situation. But I do think nowadays the appearance of someone, the way they look, the way they dress, the way they appear to live has become a very big thing, especially on certain types of social media. And I think Instagram is probably one of the worst ones, because there are lots of people on there now showing their life, but in a fake or false way. Hello, as Ketchum. What do you think about the Cockney accent, Mr. Duncan? I tell you what, I really like the Cockney accent because I come from London. And if you come from London, then quite often you might talk with a Cockney accent. Like that. Is that what you mean? And of course, there is Cockney rhyming slang as well, where certain words are used as rhyming words. For example, apples and pears means stairs. So if you go up the apple and pears, it means you go upstairs. So there is a good example of that. We are coming up to 3 o'clock, and I thought today we would show something that we haven't shown for a long time. Not even on Sunday we haven't shown this. So I thought we'd have a little break and have a look at those super duper flags of the world, and maybe you can look out for your flag. You can see if it's there, and if it is, let me know. There they were, those flags of the world. Did you spot your flag? Was it there? Fluttering and flapping? I hope it was. I really do hope your flag was there. If I missed it out, you can tell me, Mr. Duncan, you missed out my flag. It is not there. And I will try to put it in at a later date. Not today. I haven't got time. Hello to Claudia. I attended a public school. My parents seem wealthy, but my schoolmates were not. I could feel the pain in their comments when they talk about the lack of money. And also, Luis Mendez talks about his school days as well. I only had 4 years of primary school, and everything I know, and it's not much, I have known it from adulthood. Well, can I just tell you something? Both of you, things that you learn at school, a lot of it you will forget. It's true. I'm trying to think now of things that I learnt at school that I still use now. But actually, I feel, personally, from my own point of view, I feel as if I've learnt more after my education than during it. It's very strange, I know. In fact, the older you get, the more you learn. And I suppose one of the secrets to having a good, productive life is never stop learning. Try to learn something new every day. That's what I try to do. So I always like to learn something new every day. Learn a new thing every day. Something new that you didn't know before. So here we go. We're going to look at today's subject, which is faking it. And I suppose it's a subject that is very, very relevant now, quite relevant indeed, because we live in an age where image is important. You might say that image has become a very important part of our modern life, especially since the arrival of social media. So quite often it is very, very easy to project a certain image of yourself through social media. You might do it on Facebook. You might do it on Twitter. You might do it on Instagram. I think Instagram is a very good example of that, because there are many people on there trying not only to project their own life, but also to make some sort of living, to make a career. And this is the most amazing thing of all. There are people now having very successful careers on Instagram just by showing themselves and their life. Even if you don't know that person personally, you don't really know anything about that person. But if you have enough followers, enough fans, then you can sort of cash in, I suppose. You can actually take some sort of benefit from that particular situation. You might be paid by certain companies to show products. You see, so it can happen. It can happen. But I think these days there are a lot of people who are, I suppose the word is faking it, or the expression. Faking it, the art of pretending. And as I said earlier, it is something that a lot of people are doing now. And if you do it properly, if you do it right, you can have success. You can even have a very long-term career, especially on the internet. Anything is possible these days. So when we talk about faking it, well, first of all, the word fake is a simple word with a very deep meaning, something untrue or false. So when we look at something that is fake, it is something that is untrue or false, something that appears to be a certain way, or something that appears to have a certain characteristic, but is in fact false, fake, untrue. So a thing that is fake is something that is untrue or false. Something unreal can also be described as fake. So an unreal thing can be something you imagine, something that you pretend, something that is created in the mind, maybe something that you think of. So it's not tangible. It is not something that can be touched. It is something unreal. But of course, it is possible to bring unreality into reality by making something appear real. And that is why we get the word fake. You are faking the things that you are showing. Another word, illusion. Oh, I like this word, illusion. I like illusion, the word illusion, something that you see, but maybe something also that is not real, a trick of the eye. So if you have a trick of the eye, it means you are seeing something, you are looking at something, and maybe it appears real, but in fact it isn't. Or maybe deceit as well, to hide something or to hide the truth or to hide behind a fake exterior. You are pretending to be something you are not. Deceit. I like that word. Some people might say that there is a lot of deceit on the internet, and I would probably agree, to be honest. When we talk about faking or pretending, you might use the word cover. You are hiding something, or you are hiding behind something. So quite often faking or creating an illusion is used quite often as a cover. You are covering yourself to conceal or to keep something out of sight. So perhaps a person is hiding their true emotions, or maybe their true lifestyle, maybe the things that they don't want other people to know about. They are concealing it. They are covering it. And to do that, you have to have a fake character or a fake exterior. So quite often, faking it is an action that occurs when you are trying to hide something as well. Here is something we all did as kids. When you are a child, quite often you will hide things. You will try to hide things away. When you are a child, you like to play. You pretend. You pretend to do something. Maybe playing and pretending are the same thing. So I suppose when you are trying to make sense of the world, pretending is a good way of learning and practicing. So if you pretend, sometimes we can use it to say that you are showing an unreal side of yourself. So you are showing yourself, but you are just pretending. So as a child, you will pretend to do something. But as an adult, you will pretend because you want to show an unreal side. A side of yourself that is not real. To act out is also to pretend. Hello, Thomas. Oh, thank you, Thomas. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hello, Mr. Duncan and everyone. Happy birthday to you. Oh. My birthday is tomorrow, not today, but thank you very much for your birthday wishes in advance. Yes, Thomas, I am actually another year older tomorrow on the 12th of August. But thank you anyway. Thank you very much. Lots of kind messages coming through today. I'm a little bit embarrassed, to be honest. Slightly embarrassed. Willian says to pretend is a false cognate. Yes, you are behaving or acting in a way that is not real. You are right. Thomas, I haven't seen you for a long time. Where have you been, Thomas? Where have you been? Luis Mendez says Mr. Duncan is making out that he is the best teacher on YouTube. Are you saying I'm pretending? That's nice. Hello also, Alessandra. Nice to see you here. And we have another way of expressing faking it, to put on a show. Maybe a person will put on a show. They are expressing themselves in a way that is not real, to display fake emotion. You are pretending to behave in a certain way that is not real or not true. So when you fake something, we can also say that you put on a show in a certain way. You are showing emotions that aren't real, or you are displaying a character that is not really you. You put on a display. To put on a display, perhaps you pretend to cry. Oh, I'm so upset. Don't, please don't ask about it. I'm so upset. That sort of thing. Or maybe laugh. You pretend to laugh. Or perhaps you pretend to be asleep. It does happen. Some people do that. They pretend to be asleep. Maybe if their partner has come back very late at night and their other partner, their mate, is lying in bed waiting for them and they are very angry. But when the partner arrives, when the person who stayed out late arrives back home, they pretend to be asleep. They are just putting it on. They are faking. I have followed your lessons offline from a recording. Thank you, Thomas. I'm glad to see that you are still keeping in touch with my work here on YouTube. So if you put on a display, it means you are acting in a fake way or a fake manner. We can also use fake as a verb, to fool, hoodwink, act. You might act in a certain way. You are acting in a way to fool other people, to make them believe that you are something that you are not. Hoodwink, fool, cover. Once again, as I said earlier, quite often a person who will fake their personality or fake their reactions can often be described as a person who is trying to fool you or hoodwink. Very nice. Vittoria says, when I lack courage, sometimes I fake it. Yes, I think it's normal. I don't think faking is abnormal. I think it's something we all do, especially when you wake up in the morning. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you don't feel very happy, you can't smile, you don't feel like smiling, and yet when you leave the house you put on a brave face. You smile to the world even though underneath you are not smiling. So we can say that you mask your emotions. Your real emotions are hidden away. To mask your real emotions. To pretend that all is well. Because you want other people to feel that you are a happy person. You can also feign happiness. Now here is an interesting word. Feign. Oh, I like that one. To feign is to do something in a way that is not real. You are pretending to do something. So yes, to feign happiness. You smile, you laugh, but really underneath you are feeling unhappy or miserable. And I think this is something we all do from time to time. Sometimes we don't feel like facing the day. Sometimes we want to stay in bed. I know sometimes I do. Sometimes I wish I could just lie in bed all day and do nothing. But sadly, the world will not stop turning for me, so I have to put on a brave face. To simulate. Another interesting word. To simulate something. If you simulate, it means you are acting in a way that is copying something else. You simulate is to act in an unreal way. So if you simulate something, it means you are not being yourself. You are not being genuine. You are not acting in the way you normally would. To simulate is to fake something. You are copying another person's behavior, perhaps. So why do we pretend? We all do it from time to time, especially when we are having a bad day. Why do we pretend? Why indeed? I suppose there are many reasons why a person might pretend. Perhaps to cover up one's true feelings, your real feelings. Perhaps you are in a relationship, but you are unhappy in that relationship, but you will pretend to be happy. And this happens a lot, especially in long-term relationships. You might find that both couples, both in the relationship, both parties, the two people in the relationship, might both be unhappy because they've been together for a long time. So after a while, they might pretend to be happy to cover up their real feelings. It does happen, not often, but it can happen. So to cover up one's true feelings, perhaps a person that you've been looking at, or maybe a person that you wanted to ask out on a date. Maybe for a long time you've been watching them from a distance and you think, one day I will ask that girl out on a date. But then your best friend asks the girl out on a date, and then they start dating, and then they announce that they are getting married. So you have to cover up your true feelings because you wanted to date that girl. You wanted to go out with her. You wanted to marry that girl. But now your best friend is going to do it instead. So you have to pretend to be happy for them. Oh, I'm so happy you found the right girl. Oh, congratulations. But inside you are dying because you wanted to date that girl. Claudia says Freddie Mercury once sang a song called The Great Pretender. Oh yes, I'm the great pretender, pretending that I'm having fun. That sort of thing. So there are many instances in your life where you might want to cover up your true feelings. Maybe you have to hide something from your past. This is something a lot of people do. They do it. When they are trying to hide something from their past, you try to hide one of your misdemeanors. Oh, I like that word, by the way. See, that should be one of my strange English words. Misdemeanor. A misdemeanor is a wrongdoing, something you've done in the past that was wrong. Maybe something illegal. Maybe something that you feel ashamed of. Your misdemeanors. So sometimes we will put on a fake character or personality because we are hiding something not that is here now, but maybe something from the past that we feel ashamed or embarrassed by, to hide one's misdemeanors, might cause you to fake your life. Some people who have been in prison, maybe they try to hide that by appearing to be a different type of person. I suppose one of the main reasons why we fake our personalities or we pretend is to project a positive image to other people. You want to project a positive image. You want to make yourself look good in front of other people. Look at me. Look at my life. Look at all of the people I have around me, all of the friends that I have. So often projecting a false impression of your life can also be projecting a positive image to other people. You want to appear to be a good person, a successful person, a wealthy person, a beautiful person. To make oneself feel more confident is one of the reasons why you might fake the thing you are doing. To make oneself more confident, you might have a fake appearance. So these days, a lot of people do have procedures, surgery. Maybe you wear a lot of makeup on your face, and that applies to men and women, because everyone is doing it now. Even the men have become very conscious of their images, so they don't want to look old, they don't want to look poor, or they don't want to look as if they have no life. To make oneself more confident, you have a fake appearance. Maybe you have a fake expression on your face. So you are smiling. You seem happy. Oh, isn't life great? Isn't it wonderful? But underneath, maybe you feel the opposite. You can also have a fake reaction to something. Wow. Really? Oh my goodness. I don't believe it. Wow. There is one particular situation where you might have to fake surprise. Perhaps your birthday is coming and you have accidentally seen the thing that your partner is going to buy for you. Maybe you've seen it by accident. So when they give it to you on your birthday, you have to pretend that you don't know what it is. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever accidentally found out what your partner is giving you for your birthday? But then when they give it to you, you have to then pretend. You have to pretend to actually be surprised. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you bought that for me. Wow, I had no idea. Wow, that's incredible. It does happen sometimes. You can also have a fake personality or a fake life. It is possible, especially these days, as I mentioned earlier, on the internet. It is possible these days to have a fake life where your whole life is just an illusion. And by that, I mean the life that you project on the internet or maybe through photographs that you've posted. And I did mention Instagram earlier, and I think Instagram is a very good example of people faking their lifestyle. So maybe they are posing in front of a car that's very expensive, and they pretend that car is theirs, or maybe they rent a very large house over a weekend, and then they take lots of photographs in the house. And then over the next 2 or 3 months, they will post those pictures on the internet, and it would appear that their life is amazing. But really, the house isn't theirs. They just rented it. So sometimes it is possible to mislead people with photographs that you might post on the internet. It is possible to create a completely
fake life that is not real at all. And this does happen. A lot of big influencers on the internet have been caught out with their fake lives, where they pretend to be something or pretend to have lots of money. Maybe they pretend to have their own private jet, but in fact it is all fake. None of it is real. Oh, Sergio has decided to join us. Hello, Sergio. Yes, a lot of people do. Palmyra says, I do not follow anyone on Instagram. Can you believe it? I actually have an Instagram channel or account. I actually do have an Instagram account. Although I can safely say that my life is not fake. So the pictures that you see on my Instagram are not fake. You can see that they are very real. Almost too real, in fact. Claudia, very good. That is a very good point. What about if you receive a gift or a present that you don't like? Very good. Yes, especially during Christmas. So at Christmas time, quite often you will receive lots and lots of gifts. However, if you open a gift in front of someone and you don't like it, what do you say? What do you do? Do you say, I'm sorry, I don't like that. I'm sorry, I don't like this gift. It's horrible. I don't like it. You can have it back. No one would ever do that, because then you would hurt the other person's feelings. You would hurt them. You would hurt their feelings. People now want to know, do you want to know what my Instagram is? I can't actually remember what it is, to be honest. I can't actually remember it, to be honest. Hello, Nassar. Oh, Nassar is here. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Your smile is so contagious. One of the things that I'm always proud of is I am what I am, and what you see is what you get. So I always feel quite pleased and proud that this is me. This is nothing else. This is nothing different. So what you see here is what you get. All of my flaws, all of my impurities, warts and all. So I don't try to hide behind anything or pretend to be anything that I'm not. Because what's the point? Because as soon as people find out, then they won't trust you. You will lose all credibility in the future. It can be something that's very embarrassing indeed. To put on a brave face. Now, I think this is something we often do, especially in times of difficulty, when things are not going well. Maybe there is some difficulty in your life, maybe some tragedy that you have to overcome. So even though you don't feel like being happy, sometimes you have to put on a brave face. You have to face a difficulty or a problem, something that's happening in your life that is difficult to cope with. You have to put on a brave face. Sometimes you have to hide. You have to hide your fear and anxiety. It's not easy to do. Some people can do it, and some people do it very well. Some people can do it very well indeed. To appear better, wealthier, or healthier than you really are. So there have been instances in the past where a well-known person has had to hide something of themselves so they can be accepted. I suppose one of the good examples that I want to pull out of my head is J.F. Kennedy. So J.F. Kennedy suffered from some medical conditions that made it very difficult for him to move around. And I think it was back problems. So certain problems that he had physically But he was able, in a very clever way, he was able to mask all of those things because he thought that would spoil his image to the outside world. So even though he had these terrible physical problems, he managed to hide them. He managed to keep them concealed. Oh, that's a good word. If you conceal something, it means you keep something away. You hide it away. You keep it hidden away. Beatrice says, "You don't need to pretend anything, Mr. Duncan. You show your beautiful personality." Thank you, Beatrice. I'm not sure if my personality is entertaining, but I do try my best. And what I do is what I do. I can't do anything else, really, I suppose. That's it. So there we go. The subject that we looked at today, a big subject, faking it, doing something that is projecting an untrue image of yourself, to fake it. Some people believe that in life you have to fake it until you make it. Here we go then. Here is today's mystery idiom, the answer to today's mystery idiom. There it is. A well-known expression in English, something we use quite often when we are trying not to offend someone. If we are trying to say the right things, maybe you have to pretend. That's interesting. That almost fits in with today's lesson. Yes, it almost is. It's almost as if I arranged that. Yes. Maybe I did. Here's the answer then. The answer to today's mystery idiom is walking on eggshells. To walk on eggshells. The meaning, to do something cautiously so as not to cause offence or create problems. To do something cautiously or carefully so as not to cause offence or create problems. You don't want to upset someone, so you must walk on eggshells. I think this is a good expression, actually. I like this one. And we do use this quite often in English when we are trying not to upset a person. Maybe we don't want to offend them or upset them. So we walk on eggshells. We choose our words very carefully. We say the things we feel carefully because we don't want to offend another person. And there it was, today's mystery idiom. And that is it. That is almost it from today. I will see you on Sunday. Yes, I am back with you on Sunday, as usual. And I'm sure on Sunday we will be talking all about my birthday. Mr. Steve will be talking about it, and I might mention it as well. Now I will be another year older on Sunday. It's not very nice. So tomorrow is my birthday. I don't know what Mr. Steve has bought. I have no idea. So he might not have bought anything. He might have decided not to buy anything for me this year because I've been so naughty. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Thanks for your company. Oh, Mr. Duncan, there is another phrase with eggshells, to come out from the shell. Or maybe you will say a person comes out of their shell. A person who comes out of their shell is a person who reveals their true personality. They become more friendly and open and sociable. You come out of your shell. You are no longer shy. You are no longer timid because you have come out of your shell. Just like a bird hatching out. Mr. Duncan, I wish you an anticipated happy birthday for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm really looking forward to my birthday.
I'm not sure if I am. I'm trying my best to put on a brave face because I will be another year older. A fantastic lesson, Mr. Duncan. You are always the best. Thank you, Christina. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you also, Monisa, for your birthday wishes. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for your effort. I hope you have a spectacular day tomorrow. You deserve a lot of surprises. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you, Alex. And also, N Duo says, I hope you all stay in good health and stay far away from the pandemic. Yes, it's still happening. It's still going on. And here in the UK, people are now, well, some people are starting to go back to normal, whilst other people are still having to self-isolate. But it is getting better. Very slowly, but it is getting better. There is some light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you, Mosen. Thank you also, Mayori. Yes, I am on Facebook. You will find my Facebook address underneath this video. So it is actually underneath here. I think also I have my address here on the screen. Let me just find it. Let's see if I can find my details. Ah, yes. If you want to get in touch, you are more than welcome to do so. And all you have to do is write down these addresses. So now you know. If you want to get in touch, there they are. And, well, that's it. That is all I have time for today. I have nothing else. I'm now going to go outside into the garden and cool myself off because I've spent over 2 hours preparing and also presenting today's live stream. I am so hot, to be honest. It's about 80 degrees here in the studio. Thank you, Alex, for your lovely message. Happy birthday, Mr. Duncan. I am your fan. You are welcome. Thank you very much. Nessar says, I wish you another great year, Mr. Duncan. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you, Zudzika. Thank you also, Palmyra. Thank you very much. I have to go now. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of English saying thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. I've enjoyed presenting it. And now I'm going to have a well-deserved cold drink. No alcohol, just water. And I might have a little sit in the garden as well. Thank you very much, Sergio. Thank you, Vittoria. See you on Sunday. And of course, until the next time we meet here on YouTube, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. As I approach my birthday with a smile on my face and a little skip in my heart. Is it a skip of joy? I don't know. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me for tomorrow. Ta-ta for now.